Good evening. This is Lady J from the JTC Exchange, the Ladies Room, and we are here at the This Girl is on Fire, the Teen Empowerment Summit 2013, and I have with me Miss Shawn Ewing, our lead mentor of this event. How are you today, Miss Shawn?
I'm doing good, and thank you so much. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here and helping with this event.
Yes, thank you. As we're so honored to have you here, Miss Shawn, and you were coming to us today and you were speaking about relationships.
Absolutely.
And Ms. Shawn was sharing with a group of young ladies ages 12 to 16 about the do's and don'ts of relationships and things that can happen, and giving tips on what it takes to keep ourselves safe when we're dating, and what the differences are between dating and courting, and the differences between acquaintance and associates. I like the breakdown. And so, Ms. Shawn, can you just tell us a little bit more about what some keys to help these young girls to stay on fire as far as getting the best out of their lives?
Well, one of the things that's important that young people, young women and men understand how to transition between friendships. And a lot of times, just because you're dating one-on-one or you're seeing someone that makes you, puts you more in a vulnerable state to have, the younger a person dates, the higher probability it is of them having more heartbreak, more disappointment, more sexual experiences, as well as a higher probability of getting a sexually transmitted infection or sexually transmitted disease. But if they understand how to stay in group settings and to keep their goals put before them instead of getting off track because they want to be in a solo dating relationship, they are more likely to be successful because they're more focused on their goals and having just a group of friends versus just setting their eye on dating someone one-on-one. And when that person wants to exit, or after that person has gotten what they want out of the relationship and they break the vow of I want to be with you for the rest of my life, and they want to transition out, a lot of the young people don't know how to cope with that friendship or truly understanding. We haven't been taught how to. We always say we've been rejected or someone rejected us. We have the right to say, after I've observed you, your character, your behavior, I'm saying that it's not a good match, or it's no longer a good match, or my goals have changed. That's why when girls and boys are dating, that person, they're at risk, especially if they're dating one-on-one, of that person saying, I'm just not feeling this anymore and it's time for me to exit, and then the other person feels like it's something that they've done wrong, or what is it about me? He seemingly went to someone else who he said looks better than I am. And I dated someone one time, and they told me, well, I found someone who was prettier than you are. And I was like, really? So, but then that taught me you don't open yourself up no more. And when you get, dating is not about falling in love. Dating is about, like I said, I need to observe your character, your behavior, what type of manners, and I want to hear your goals and your ambition for the future. And are we going in the same direction? But most of the time we fall in love in the dating aspect or group outing, so to speak, aspect, instead of waiting for us to truly get into a courtship to really talk about what is our future together going to be. So I tell women all the time, if you're dating someone, even adult women, and you don't have a ring and a date, it is not a serious relationship at that point. Because, and then a lot of times they get into the premarital sex. Premarital sex implies that we're getting married. But what if you never make it to the ceremony to say, I do? And then you've opened up yourself and you've given of yourself, and now this person is exiting for whatever reason, and you've already opened yourself up as if you were on your wedding day. Well, no, there are some great disappointments in that, especially when they say, but we were engaged. That's just what he told you, or that's just what she told you. So now you have to work with coping with the disappointment, and now trying to learn how to move on without harming yourself, because we know a lot of people will turn into depression. They will start taking drugs, drinking in order to bury the pain, instead of saying, when you go through emotional pain, a lot of times it's time and how you feel your life, the activities that you fill your life with in order for you to get over that. Myself, I've been there, had the disappointment, had the heartbreak, and so I had to go to God in prayer first and foremost, trust His word, but I had to go there a lot in order to get past that.
Yes.
And so now as I've matured, I try to just help the young women to realize what personal safety is, as well as keep your eye open for your goals, and don't be sidetracked because you fall in love too early.
Yes, yes. Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the conversation is certainly hot here in the ladies' room at our Team Summit. And one other thing, Ms. Shawn, I want to go on. We're talking about relationships, but there was also another type of relationship that we discussed, and it was about friendships. And a key thing you said to the girls was about hanging with certain crowds.
Absolutely.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I told the young ladies that when they are a part of a group, whether it's all girls, some guys are mixed in, it's co-ed, if they are participating in the behavior of the group, it's not that they are a part of they're hanging with the wrong crowd, they are the crowd. If you're behaving as the individuals that you have surrounded yourself with, that you hang out with, that you meet at the mall, that you spend your lunch hour with, if you're doing what they're doing, you are a part of the crowd. So if they get in trouble, you deserve to be in trouble as well, because you're hanging with them.
That's right.
We know the old cliche, birds of a feather flock together. You're doing what they do. And if you stand around and you're watching and you know right from wrong, and most criminals know right from wrong, because most of the time they're trying to hide it, they're trying to do it in secret, or they're trying to do it in the dark. Keep it, whatever we're doing, we're going to do it at nighttime because nobody's watching. You don't have as many eyes watching in the night. But if they are doing what the crowd does, it's not you're with the wrong crowd, you are the crowd. So now you need to separate yourself and start going a different direction and tell the crowd, yes, I like you as a friend, but this behavior, these activities are going to send me possibly to an early grave, to prison for a great time that it will take away from my life. So we have to be mindful of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we really enjoyed you today, Shawn. I know the girls were they were blessed just to sit amongst you and to hear what you had to say. They were in tune. There were smiles, and there were a lot of seriousness, and they heard what you were saying. And so we know that it's important that we grab our youth at the beginning. We don't have time to wait for them to graduate from high school, because life starts at 9.
Right.
You know, for a lot of girls, and so we have to get to them early while there's time.
Right. Music doesn't wait for a young person to develop and mature. I do believe in adult music, but a lot of times these producers, these record companies, and these artists, they don't really care. They want them to make the money. They want to be paid. So they're not thinking about the maturity of their audience, and can they truly handle the lyrics that are being sang, or the music, or the video that's being produced. And what a lot of young girls don't realize is that videos are staged.
They are staged. They are not real.
And most of the girls in the videos are getting paid. Now you do have some who are truly open and they give free benefits to be in the video, but for the most part they are staged. But a lot of our young people don't know how to tell when something is staged and something is inappropriate in reality. So they get caught up in that, wanting to be popular. Well, the girl in the video is getting all the guys, and all the guys are hanging out around her and wanting to be with her, and so I see she has on little to nothing. So then they think that that's the right thing to do. No, that is improper, and it may not be appropriate for you going to school or you going to the ball game. And then a lot of times these superstars, they have bouncers and bodyguards, where you have the young girl who may have just went to the concert, who's walking home, who has no one to protect her, and she's just imitating what she saw on stage. So it puts our young men and women, our young people, at a more vulnerable state of being targeted as a victim instead of celebrated for the person who they are evolving to become.
Absolutely. Wow, wow. Well, we just thank you again, Ms. Shawn, for coming here and spending our evening with us. And I want you to stay tuned for next week. We're going to have an attorney by the name of Ms. Tiambi Jones, who is going to be pouring into our girls, and we are going to live in the day and the life of an attorney. So stay tuned to the JTC Exchange as we participate in Girls on Fire, our Teen Empowerment Summit for the month of July. This is Lady J from the JTC Exchange Lady Room. We are out.